Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading this is part 2 for the week of January 17th. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, there's a link down below in the top of the comments where you can watch part 1. But this is part 1. This is everything we covered in part 1. And now we're going to go to part 2. So with the armadillo spirit, which says groundedness, you have the polar bear spirit, which says ancestors. So for some of you, I feel like you are being guided at this time, maybe from your ancestors. I feel like that your guides are trying to give you like a leg up, like a little bit of a boost here in your life. So it wouldn't surprise me if you experienced a boost. You have the Eight of Wands here, and Eight of Wands is quick success. It doesn't, but again, I think that I want to stress with the Eight of Pentacles, this isn't like a shortcut. This isn't something that you didn't earn. Eight of Pentacles says you've done a lot of work up until this point, and the reason you're getting a boost is because energetically you have boosted yourself by doing the work. So, I want to stress that this is something that you have earned, not something that is just magically happening. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you've been through a lot of conflicts and probably dealt with a lot of competition. There is that, remember in your last reading towards the end, I was talking about how I was getting more of this like proving yourself or, maybe needing to prove yourself or feeling like you had to prove yourself energy. But it really, I don't think you felt like you needed to prove yourself to anyone in the past. I feel more, it's just you had to prove yourself in the past, if that makes sense. Again, this isn't something, I want to stress that I feel like a general lack of trying to force something to happen, but I just feel maybe you had to prove yourself just to live your own life or to do the things that you want to do, right? So that's kind of how that feels to me. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles really asks you to keep dreaming, number one, and it says dream big. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want in your life. It is the Tree of Life on the Ten of Pentacles. It is a card of happy home, happy family, kind of like the Ten of Cups. There's a happy family on the card, but it's really a card of building or leaving a legacy, building something more permanent in your life, which I feel a lot of you are doing or are hoping to do. It's like you're hoping to build more security in your life. You even have the fourth house card here, which says home on it, but you could look at the fourth house as like trying to build something stable, trying to build something that is going to last for a very long period of time. So you're probably much more focused on longevity in all situations in your life, money, business, spirituality, love, pretty much everything. You're looking for longevity. I'm pretty sure I say this to you every single time. I don't really remember if it's you or Taurus. I think it's you that I'm always saying this to, because I just feel like I'm repeating myself to you here, Leo. I'm getting like deja vu as well. So in a lot of ways, I feel I'm always saying that maybe you are one of the signs that's more focused on like longevity. With the Temperance card, you have the Three of Swords. You have the Three of Swords twice in this situation. What I would say is that Three of Swords is a card of forgiveness. These swords are in your own heart. So the Three of Swords wants you to obviously remove the swords from your heart. It wants you to take those swords and remove them by forgiving, past situations. It can also be a card of grief as well. But again, it wants you to practice forgiveness so that you can move on to something new. And again, you're not, you don't necessarily have to forgive a person. You're forgiving, a person for yourself. You're not doing it for them, right? So it is a good card for forgiveness. With the fourth house energy, you have the debilitated card, which says discomfort on it. These are astrology cards, and it's like sometimes a planet is debilitated depending on, angles, or depending on, if it's, depending on what's going on in the astrology, right? So, and some planets and sometimes in some signs are debilitated as well. But it doesn't really mean that you're stuck, right? Sometimes discomfort isn't a bad thing. I always think of like an oyster with a pearl. It's like an oyster gets a little bit of sand inside of its shell and it forms a pearl. So it forms something that is extremely valuable. It forms something that, people search for, that people want, right? So sometimes discomfort isn't a bad thing because it can have us creating value. It can have us creating, or it can make us more valuable as well. So this probably isn't a bad thing for you. I don't feel like it's a bad thing either, but let's see where this goes. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands asks you to be bold, assertive, asks you to really go for the things that you want and desire. She is like the most bold queen in the tarot, I would say. She is literally the queen of being bold, being assertive, making something happen. She really wants you to go for it, right? So I feel in a lot of ways she is asking you to be bold, assertive, and she's really asking you to go for the things that you want in your life. With the Three of Swords, you have the Hangman. Hangman is a card of like delays, and it can be a card of slow energy. He has sacrificed the use of his arms and his legs so that he can gain some enlightenment. So I do feel like things have been slow. Again, you're like the second fire sign. I'm pretty sure I said the same thing to Aries. It just seems to be like a fire energy where maybe you've made some sacrifices, maybe things have been slow, but at the same time, you're probably either gaining wisdom or knowledge. You're kind of making a lot of progress with this slower energy. With the moon, you have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a card of success, and it's a card of excellence as well. So it's almost like you had to go down this path. If I can pick this moon card up off the table, it's almost like you had to go down the path on the moon. The path goes from here all the way up to some mountains back here. Mountains represent accomplishments. They represent success. I always say you get the best views at the top of a mountain in the tarot as well. And you have the Six of Wands. Remember what I said in the first part of your reading. It's almost like you're getting attention or recognition, but it feels more like vindication to me, meaning that you were right about something when everybody thought you were wrong. I don't know. This could be a good thing. It's like maybe nobody believed in you when you wanted to build your business, and now you're finding success. Maybe nobody believed in you in finding true love, and now you found true love, or you're about to. It's like you're about to find something that maybe nobody else believes, or other people just don't think is something that's very common, right? So I feel like some of you are going to be doing it. I always say it's like whenever people say to me, like, oh, I can't afford something, or I can't do that. I'm like, yeah, but somebody has to be able to afford something that you want. It's like, I was talking to someone about like their dream car the other day, and they're like, oh, but I'll never be able to afford it. I'm like, well, with that attitude, of course you're never going to be able to afford it, number one. Number two, it's like somebody has to be able to afford it. It's been created, for someone to enjoy. It's like, why not you? And, I'm kind of getting that here on this moon, Six of Wands energy. It's like, there are, I'm just using the card as an example. There are other things as well, like love, for example. Again, some people believe that true love is dead, right? But it's like there are some people who will probably experience true love, even if it's only 1% of the population, right? I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just giving you an example here. It's like somebody's going to have to do it. So it's like, why not you? And that's what the moon and the Six of Wands is saying to me, for you. It's like, I feel like it's saying, yeah, there might be some things that you kind of see as the ultimate accomplishment. You might be saying, wow, that's kind of like impossible. And I would say I would change your thoughts, because it's like, why not you, Leo? That's what I feel like saying. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So definitely you have the resources. Nine of Pentacles, card of resourcefulness, abundance. It's a card of true independence as well. So I do feel like you could be very independent at this time. But again, that does not mean that you are alone. That means that you just can handle yourself, that you have plenty of socializing here. Actually, I would say that this reading is encouraging you to socialize. Eight of Wands, Three of Cups. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Four of Wands. So this could be marriage coming in for you. For those of you, but I wouldn't really call this a love reading, although what I will say is that this middle row is pretty good. You have the Ten of Pentacles, which is, to me, the best love card in the deck, because the Ten of Pentacles is everything you desire to have in your life. Then you go to the Four of Wands, marriage. So we'll have to see where this goes. But what I would also say is that the Four of Wands is a card of freedom. And, Four of Wands could say that you're being set free at this time. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Devil. Definitely time to remove, negative thoughts and things that could be stealing your energy. The Devil is a card of being, kind of stuck or bound to something. But I always say, again, it's a card of freedom. Those people could easily lift those chains from around their necks, and they would be set free. The chain is around their neck, but it's meant to look very loose on this card. They also have animal horns on their heads, the two people that are on the card, and that's popping into my head for you as well. The animal horns kind of represent the fact that they are operating from their baser instincts when they're on the Devil card. They represent like the lovers, on the lovers card, but they're operating from their base instincts, like their, most basic instincts possible. They're not operating from like their higher self. Their higher self is the Devil on this card. It's not the angel like it is on the lovers. So I feel for some of you that it would be time maybe to tap into your higher self. I'm getting with that devil energy. By the way, this is not like a good or a bad thing. It's like we actually need both things. Both energies help us survive. The baser instincts and also tapping into spirituality. It's not like one or the other. We kind of need both. Even though the devil can be toxic, it's not always true. Sometimes the devil, I kind of look at the devil as like a volcano. It's like sometimes it can actually be a very positive energy. It can be that initial burst that happens that, causes lava to flow, but it's like, and that can create some destruction in our life, which looks bad, but there's always regrowth and lava grows new land, right? And things like that as well. But so I kind of look at it like a volcano, that burst of energy, but then what we do with it after is, kind of what makes it positive or negative, right? And you have the Temperance card in this same row, positive or negative. Temperance, I always think of as, you can choose to be positive, you can choose to be negative. The choice is ultimately yours. I'm going to pull another card for the top of this row as well. You have the Sacred Ibis. This card says learning. You always get these cards of learning with me, Leo. Even when I used to do Lenormand cards, you would always get the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is called the book, and the Ten of Pentacles represents learning. So, I feel like learning is your best friend. I've been saying this to you for like 2 years. It's probably based off your astrology, all that energy in Capricorn for you. Definitely, I could see how that, for you in particular, but pretty much for everyone. And we still have Pluto in Capricorn. All that Capricorn energy, even though it's just Pluto right now, although there have been a lot of planets moving through Capricorn recently, like I said, I don't know what it is about Capricorn, but to me, it kind of says, education it could be very profitable, not just in financially, but also if you want love, learning as much as you can could lead to a lot of success. I forgot to pull 2 tea leaf cards as well, so I'm going to do that right now. You have this vine card. It says, seek out information that will help you. There you go, learning. So learn. You also have this 4-leaf clover. Love it. It says great good fortune on it. So there's clearly a lot of luck in learning or seeking out information. There you go. Pretty simple. With the 3 of Cups, you have the 5 of Swords here. I would definitely say working together with other people would be a good idea. 5 of Swords wanting to be alone. He has won in a battle on this card, Leo, and he's walking away from the other 2 people, but it's like he represents winning at all costs. He's not bringing anyone along with him on his victory. You also have 555, so you have 3 5s in your top row. 555 could be an important number for you, but that 5 of Swords, I feel like it's saying, make sure to bring people with you, like on your way up. That the polar bear spirit, your first card in the clarification, I really see that as like getting a leg up, getting lifted up by the universe. I feel like that 5 of Swords is saying, like, bring people with you. They will appreciate it, right? With the 2 of Wands, you have the 3 of Wands. What are you waiting for? You always get the 3 of Wands. I'm pretty sure you get it more than anyone else, Leo, as well, the 3 of Wands. It's a card of like motivation. It's a card that's saying, what are you waiting for? It's definitely a card of needing to get moving forward, needing to make progress. So I feel like there is some progress that you could be making at this time. I would say for those of you where things have been the same for, more than a year or 2, it would probably be a good idea to make a change. This could be in work, in business. It kind of feels financial to me. I would definitely say for those of you in work or business, like trying new ideas, trying new marketing techniques, trying something new would be a good idea. Maybe expanding your business or trying to expand your business. I don't think you have to be perfect. I think it's more about just trying with the 3 of Wands. Same thing in love as well. In love, the 3 of Wands could say you try the same type of person. It's like maybe every single person you date has a lot of similarities, and the 3 of Wands says, well, try a different person, right? And people always ask me, where do I go or what do I do? I'm like, well, you actually probably know. It's like, even, I'm not criticizing you here. Trust me, I've done it. Like with every single relationship I've been in, all the same. And what I would say here is it's like, we have to be honest with ourselves. Why do we go for the same type of person? Well, usually it's like the same type of person might be easier for us, might be easier for us to talk to that type of person, might be easier for us to be with the same type of person, if that makes sense. We might have more in common with the same type of person, but what we have in common, the thing that is easier could be something like trauma. Could be something like, something that's just easy. It's usually the people who are like really attracted to that we're like too afraid to talk to, or that we're too afraid to approach, or too afraid to, kind of try to build a relationship with. Those are probably actually the people we need or should have in our lives. We shouldn't be necessarily going for what's easy. I'm not saying a relationship shouldn't be easy. I'm saying the initial approach, the initial getting with the person, whatever you want to call it, maybe that part shouldn't be easy, right? So I would just try something harder. I would, say, I would look outside of what you think your league is, whatever, right? And that's what I would go for with that Three of Wands. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Hermit. I literally just said it to Aries. You've earned it. And I'm going to say the same thing to you. You've earned it. Because the Hermit, he's climbed to the top of a mountain. He's done some soul searching. He's kind of listened to his inner voice. And he has earned his right at the top of the mountain. So it's kind of like a card of earning something. And that's where I feel like you are at this time. Pretty interesting reading. I'm not going to lie. A lot of interesting stuff going on here. So yeah, interesting. I'll leave it at that. Thank you for being here, Leo. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.